Hi, welcome to ShowMeTheCurry.com. I'm Hital.
I'm Anuja, and today we're going to show you a very popular Kashmiri dish, Dum Aloo, and here's what you're going to use.
Approximately 2 pounds of baby potatoes, boiled and peeled, 2 tablespoons of oil divided, 1-inch piece cinnamon, 1 bay leaf, and 6 whole cloves, 1/4 teaspoon asafoetida powder, 2 teaspoons of minced ginger, salt and red chili powder to taste, 1 teaspoon roasted aniseed powder, and 2 teaspoons of roasted coriander powder, 1 tablespoon paprika, 1 cup yogurt mixed well with 1 cup of water, cilantro and julienne ginger for garnishing. So for this Dum Aloo recipe, we have gone ahead and boiled our potatoes and peeled them, and we use the little baby potatoes. But if you don't have baby potatoes, you can use your regular big potatoes and cut them into nice big chunks.
Yeah.
And now we have placed them in a foil-lined baking sheet, and we're going to drizzle about a tablespoon of oil onto this. And just gently coat them.
Now traditionally Dum Aloo, for the recipe, the potatoes are fried, they're deep fried, and then they're cooked. So we're trying to avoid that step, and we're trying to make it a little better, a little healthier. We're going to coat it with oil and we're going to put it in the oven. So the oven is preheated at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and this is going to go into the oven in the bottom shelf. Now it shouldn't be like very close to the bottom, just a notch over the bottom, and it's going to bake for 30 minutes. And you basically want a little color to it, and you want the potatoes to hold their shape when you actually cook it in the curry.
So in the oven it goes. So our potatoes are out of the oven. They baked for about 30 minutes, and it's made a nice little crust on the potatoes, and this is going to help keep their shape when we put it in the gravy. And what I'm going to do is I have a kitchen knife. I'm just going to make small little pokes inside of the potato because it's potato and it's bland on the inside, and when it goes into the gravy, it's got to have some room to absorb some of that wonderful flavors. So I'm going to get started doing that.
Alright, and over here we have a medium-sized skillet on medium heat, and we already started heating up the oil in it. And once the oil is heated up, we're going to add in the bay leaves, the cinnamon, and the cloves. And once that's got a color, we're going to add in the asafoetida. And at this point, lower the heat to your lowest, and we're going to add in ginger, the yogurt and the water has been mixed, and we've blended it well, and we're going to add it and keep stirring it because you don't want it to separate. Of course it will form a little bit of grains, and that's fine. And to this we're going to also add paprika and chili powder. So once this is mixed in well, let's make sure there's no lumps. We're going to add in the aniseed powder and the coriander powder.
So both our coriander powder and our aniseed powder have been roasted, and if you've never seen aniseed, or star anise it's called sometimes, it's this beautiful little flower looking thing and the flavor is similar to that of samph or fennel seed. So if you have this, or if you can get your hands on it, then it's great, but for some reason if you can't get a hold of this, you can substitute it for fennel seed powder as well.
Yes. And we're going to also add salt to this. Now this is comparatively a dry dish, but if you want, you can always add in a little extra yogurt and water, the same amount. So keep the proportion the same and just add in a little extra if you want a little bit of gravy in it. And we'll also add in the potatoes. So it's a fairly simple dish. So just be careful when you put it in.
So once it's mixed in well, and actually before you add the potatoes in, you can give it a taste test and make sure you want to make sure your salt is just right and your chili powder or whatever you need to adjust, do it then, and then add your potatoes in. So now we'll cover it and let it cook.
Yep. So basically we're going to be giving it dum. That's why it's called Dum Aloo. Dum means to give it pressure or to cover it and let it cook. So it's right now on low heat because of the yogurt, and you want the potatoes to absorb. But if you're in a big rush, you can just cheat a little bit, go up a little bit on the heat, and it'll still have great effect. So we won't tell anybody as long as you don't tell anybody. So we'll be back. We'll keep stirring it in between, making sure it does not burn, and let the potatoes absorb the gravy. So let's have a look. Wow. That anise smell is like excellent. I mean, it's a very distinct aroma it has. So again, we're going to mix it very gently. And at this point, we're going to leave it open and allow it to dry up a little bit.
Wow, dum aloo is looking so yummy. And all that liquid is gone. It's amazing how much the potatoes actually absorb the liquid. Yeah.
And you want to keep a little bit because by the time you serve, and all the potatoes will still be absorbing a little more of the gravy. So don't end it off totally. Don't finish off all the liquid. Just keep a little bit so that by the time you serve, it's nice. It's got a little bit of gravy. It's not dry. So all we have to do now is, at the time of serving, we garnish with some julienned ginger. Tastes wonderful in this dish, and some cilantro, and we are good to go.
Mm-hmm. Looks yummy. You can enjoy it with either chapatis or naan or even rice. It's such a easy dish. I used to always never make dum aloo because I tend to shy away from anything that's deep fried, and this is fantastic. It's a great option. You don't have to deep fry potatoes anymore and soak up all that oil. So with the fraction of the oil that we use for frying, you can have this delicious dish.
And I think the kids get such a kick out of it. Little potatoes, little round potatoes, they just love it. So just a side benefit. So enjoy your dum aloo and join us again on another episode of ShowMeTheCurry.com.
Adding a pinch of spice to your life.